What is going on, maniacs and bookworms alike? This is your lovely host, Media Fiend, and we are back with another Media Fiend Book Club. And as you can tell by the title of this book club episode today, we're diving into something kind of fun. And you also saw it in the last video when I showed you the preview of the next book. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the review of Dads vs. Zombies Year 2. Okay, so this starts off, the world looks different a year after the dead rose from their graves. Survivors live in walled enclaves while the zombies roam freely in the wasteland. John, Chris, and Eric have made their home in the enclaves of Haven and earned their keep in town by scavenging for supplies outside the walls. These excursions bring them face to face with grubby urchins, deadly warlords, and hordes of the undead. But not all threats lie beyond the walls. The dads are beginning to wonder if they can trust the people in charge. Things aren't looking good, and the longer the end of the world drags on, the more danger they're sure to find. Okay, so this is written by Benjamin Wallace, which the first one was really good. This one was really good too. This one was like, it read like a buddy comedy, where the three dads, they kind of hate each other, but they're best friends, and they always say stupid shit to each other, like always just picking on it. They kind of remind me of the Three Stooges in a way. They're always picking on each other. They're always calling each other names. They're always telling each other they hate each other. And their chemistry together is so well written. And so this book starts off a year after the zombie apocalypse. That, like, as I read in the back, they're in this walled-in community called Haven, and they're set to be scavengers. In the previous book, John loses his arm because he gets bitten. He has to get it cut off. So he ends up training, and he actually turns himself into a pretty badass with a gun, you know what I mean? And so they have shifts on stuff they have to do to make the community work. And he took a shift at listening to the radio to hear, what's going on out in the world. And he did that because he listens to his favorite show. It's a show about survivors who go and help people. And they end up mentioning him because in the beginning of the book, sorry, he saves a little girl from a horde of zombies by himself with one arm, just shoots everything. So the heroes come to see him, and then just all craziness ensues. They have a very crazy outlook on the world. Like, if their people aren't in enclaves, they're prone to infection, so they got to die. And then they get held in their enclave because the powers that be say, there's a chance the infection is airborne, and so they can't let anybody out. So they end up coming up with an escape plan. And the best way I can describe it is, John is like a Peter Griffin. He comes up with all these stupid, crazy escape plans that never work. And so half of the book is them trying to escape. And then when they finally get out, they figure out what's going on. And then, so all in all, the book was funny. The one-liners between the friends are amazing. The story's really good. Is it as good as the first one? I don't think so. I don't think it is as good as the first one, but it is a funny book. If you want a good buddy comedy, if you want to laugh, I definitely recommend you pick this up. I would have to say I'd probably give this a 4 out of 5, 4 stars, because like I said, it kept me engaged the whole time. The book was funny. The chemistry between the three were unmatched. And they just, it was a well told story. I'm hoping that there's a part 3. I hope he's not done with this series just yet. I know he has another book, Dads versus the World, but I think that happens before the zombie apocalypse, and it's just like a a series of short stories, like around Christmas time and going to the supermarket, some crazy stuff like that. But I really hope he comes back and he explores the zombie apocalypse again, because these books are very well written. They're fun to read, and I found myself giggling like a little, like a little kid reading this book. It was fun. It was funny. Like I said, it wasn't as good as the first one. No, because the first one was, while it had the comedy, there was a part in the first one that you read in the second one as well that's kind of heart wrenching for one of the characters. I'm not going to give it away, but I definitely recommend you read this if you want a good story, if you want a good laugh, and if you just want to turn your brain off. Because I've been reading a lot of hefty books lately, a lot of hefty subjected books. So this was a good reprieve from the hefty subjects. So Dads vs. Zombies, Year 2, 4 out of 5 stars. Benjamin Wallace, you understood the assignment. I definitely recommend you guys pick this one up. Now, on to the next book that I'm going to read. I've heard a lot of great things about this. This book is, I belong to a lot of Facebook book, communities, and this has been coming up a lot. And I really want to read it because it sounds really good. And it's called Hidden Pictures by Jason Rukalek. And it's a national bestseller, and it goes, Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with the sweet boy, who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare: trees, rabbits, balloons. But one day, he draws something different: a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then, his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches depicting one disturbing scene after another. Is Teddy troubled, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. That sounds hella interesting. So this is going to be the next read, Hidden Pictures. So, all right, guys. Well, that being said, I love you guys. Thank you guys. I don't know if you guys took notice, but did you guys see the new Bookworm shirt? That's a pretty awesome shirt I picked up over on Amazon. I'm digging it. You're going to see me wearing this a lot. So, all right, guys. With all that being said, I love you guys. Thank you guys. And until next time, this is your boy M3diaFi3nd saying, as always, until we meet again, grab yourself a good book, be chill, and we out. Peace.